Well, good afternoon, everybody. How you doing? All right, here is the much awaited collage video. Now, I've already done this once, and I did it as one long video, and man, it was just so freaking large that it just was impossible for me to actually send to you guys, all right, or upload and all that kind of stuff. It was like almost 300 megabytes in file size. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this collage thing in probably about 5 different little sections. Okay, so remember we made that collage last week in class, and we made it 10 inches by 10 inches at 300 pixels per inch. All right, well, for the video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create it 10 by 10, but I'm going to do it at 72 pixels per inch, just so I don't have to deal with extremely large files while recording the process and all that kind of stuff. I don't need all of my RAM being occupied by Photoshop. I'd rather have the RAM being used by the video recording software. All right. Now, to start off the process, I've also downsampled, if you will, the images that I'm going to place inside the collage. All right, so I've downsampled them from 16 bits down to 8 bits, and I have downsampled them from high print resolution down to 72 pixels per inch, so I can actually work with these things. So to that end, let's just start the process by creating our blank document. So I'm going to call up the File New dialog box, and I'm just going to call this one 10 by 10. All right, and I'm just going to call this one a web, T-E-M-P-L-A-T, web template, and I'm going to 10 inches by 10 inches, but I'm going to put this at 72 pixels per inch. RGB color, 8-bit, all right, and then down under the advanced mode down here where we see color profile, I'm going to choose Pro Photo, because that's the color world that my images are living in. All right, so there we go. And I'm going to click OK to get this to come up. Beautiful. All right, now remember the first thing that we need to do, or that we did last week, was we set up the parameters, all right, for, sorry, hold on, let me just turn that down. All right, set up the parameters for the white border, which was that outer matte kind of a thing, and then we set up the parameters for the gutter. Sorry. It seems like everybody's emailing me and texting me at the same time. It set up that 1/4 inch gutter as well. So in order to do that, we need to do things with the guides out. All right. So in order to bring up guides, we have to have our rulers. I currently have my rulers showing. To bring up or invoke your rulers, all you would do is a Command or Control R. But if you're not a keyboard junkie like I am, then you go under View menu, and about 2/3 of the way down, you'll see there's an option for rulers. All right, so there you go. We have the rulers up here, and the next thing I need to do is I need to drag some rulers out, or some guides out from the rulers, all right, at the 1 inch mark. So I'm going to do that now. Set them up at the 1 inch mark, there and there, and then come over to this, and then come over to this. Set them up. So that is where my mat is going to live. Okay, the next thing I want to do is set up that 1/4 inch gutter, which is going to be the little space that's going to be in between this and that. So I am going to drag this down, and if that's 1/2 inch, then I guess that 1/4 inch is somewhere in between there and there. Now I'm not 100% sure, so what I'm going to do is just zoom in a little bit, all right, and I'm going to see if I can find where that 1/4 inch marking is. So there's 1 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, just about there. Good. All right. Now that I've got that one set up, all right, I'm going to scroll down to the bottom, and I am going to just acknowledge that, or I'm going to get that little noise coming in every time. Thank you very much. All right, I'm going to drag this guide down to That's it, quarter inch at that point. Gotcha. Come over here, drag out there. There's quarter inch at that point. And I'm going to drag out to over here. And we're going to have to scroll over with this one to get that. All right, to come over to quarter inch. Beautiful. All righty then. And I'm just going to command minus to zoom out so I'm back at 100% view. All righty then. Now, the next thing I need to do is I need to create those little boxes where things were sitting before. All right. Remember we grabbed the, I'm just going to resize my layers panel here a little bit and create a new blank layer. We determined in class that we were working with 2 1/4 width by 5 inches in length. All right. So if I grab my rectangular marquee tool and I come over to the options bar, and where we see the word style, if I click on normal and choose fixed size, all right, then I have this by that. Now, if I were to click here, we have something about that big. All right, and it looks like it's going to work out perfectly. Now, I don't want the horizontal one over there. Actually, I want the horizontal one to be in that corner. All right, so I've done that. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill my selection with my foreground color. I hit the D key to make sure I'm pure black and pure white. And on the Macintosh, I just hold down the Option key and hit the double-sized Delete key at the top of the keyboard here, just like that. All right, that would be Alt backspace on the PC. And now I've filled that area. These are just kind of placeholder images, or later on I'll refer to them as little windows or whatever. Doesn't really matter what you call them. All I need to do is actually have some pixel color. And the color of the pixels inside the selection make no difference. All right, select, deselect. Beautiful. I'm going to grab the Move tool. Perfect. What I need to do is I need to make a copy of this, and I need to reposition it. So I might as well, since I have the Move tool selected, hold down the Option key and drag. We did this in a similar project. All right. So now you can see I have these two guys placed where I need them to be placed. The next thing to do is do the vertical ones for here and here. All right. So I'm just going to make another duplicate. And this time I'm going to rotate this. So I need to go under the Edit menu, and I need to go down to Transform, and then I'm going to go from the flyout menu, choose 90. I could choose -90. It doesn't really matter which one you choose. So I got that there. I need another duplicate, so I just Option drag this over to here. There we go. Beautiful. This is starting to look really, really nice. I need to create a black box for the inside centerpiece, so I'm just going to drag out some rulers and get that to snap to these objects, or to the edges of where the pixels are, whatever you want to call this. There you go. Beautiful. I'm not quite sure if this one here is set up properly, but it doesn't matter. Okay, I need to draw a marquee in that little square area there, so I'm going to come back, grab the rectangular marquee, and then I'm going to choose normal from the style menu, which allows me to draw freehand, and I'm just going to draw freehand to get things to snap to a grid. I'm going to come over to the bottom of the layers panel, and I'm going to create a new layer. Option delete, Alt backspace will fill that, Command D will deselect. All right, now I've done quite a bit of work on this, and what I really should do is save my file. I've given it a name, 10 by 10 web template, but I should actually save this. So I'm going to Command S and come over here and click on desktop and click save. And there you go. And now we're all saved up and ready to move on to the next leg of this project. All right, now when it comes to bringing in the images and all this kind of stuff, what I need to do is I need to make sure that I, for convenience sake anyways, need to have the layer that I want to kind of group my imported image with, have that as my currently active layer. And since I want to work with the upper left corner of things, I'm going to select this layer. And then what we'll do is we're going to take a little break, And when we come back, we'll start with the next option, or movie, sorry.